All right. We're live.
Right.
Hello.
Hey, we're
Welcome
alive.
back.
We are alive.
We're here with our
We are
relationship strategies.
Right, we are definitely alive.
Relationship strategies. Doesn't that sound like we really know what we're talking
Like we
about?
are planning something very big,
Very
strategies,
big.
you know?
Strategies.
Right.
Here's the thing. Dani and I have been married for how long?
200 years for this.
18 years this incarnation together for?
20 years.
Right, and so we're not pretending we have it all figured out, but what we have figured out is how to have a lot more fun by being conscious.
Yes, conscious about what we're doing.
And what our pattern, so today we thought we'd talk about intercultural relationships.
Right.
Dani is from Mars, and
Right. And
are you from Mars?
I'm from Mars.
And I'm from Uranus.
And Frannie's from Uranus.
I'm from Canada. My parents are European, and Dani's from the
Middle East.
And so, but it's not just that. And like culture of families having different. Every family has its own culture, right? Its own intercultural, interesting, shall we say, aspects.
Right.
And so, every relationship, business relationships, romantic relationship with self. If we don't look at our
faults and our positive to see if we can correct whatever is false.
Yeah, and false meaning stuff that doesn't serve our joy,
Right.
our love, the love that we all are, the light that we all are.
Right.
And we all can get stuck in patterns.
Yes.
Except for me, I'm perfect.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to laugh that hard.
She is.
But seriously, like I come from a war zone because my parents are survivors, and the war never ended in our house. And many of you have seen my plays and bought the T-shirts, yada yada. Dani was born in the Middle East, which,
Right,
as you know,
it's a real war zone until today.
right,
It's still
in
war zone.
Disneyland, if you know what I'm
Right, it's
saying.
still war zone.
So, we have our stuff.
Yes.
And there's no coincidence that we're together. But the thing is, my work for decades has been about looking at my cuckapoo and without shame, because, don't you feel, go ahead.
In my house, where I grew up, we all try to be right to show that we know better than the other one. So I'm right, no, you're wrong, I'm right, he's wrong. So everyone was trying to be right all the time because in a way it's kind of a controlling.
Right.
Plus controlling, plus wants to show, okay, I'm right, you're wrong. And bring this from home, it's planted in me, and I bring it to the relationship, and it's creating contrast because
so I always
wrong.
say yes, you're right, and then just buy me a new car, and it's a win-win.
Every time you try to be right, you're wrong.
Well, and Dani, thank you for being vulnerable, sweetheart. Because of course, in my household, there was a lot of that too. Because there was a lot. What is underneath that? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? What is underneath it is what the key is, as far as I'm concerned.
It's very important. Do you want to be right or you want to be happy?
Underneath it, right, is what's interesting. So, what do you think's underneath that? Like, I'll tell you. In my family, underneath it was terror, because there's survival terror, right? Survivors, and my dad was a doctor, and there's a lot of that sort of academia in many families of survivors of many different nations and so forth. It has to do with the terror. But if we don't listen, it's beautiful to be educated, and it's beautiful to be wealthy, and it's beautiful to be successful. But how about to be, those things or none of those things, and to be a good human being and to be kind and loving? Isn't that what is success? Isn't it? We know a lot of wealthy people who are miserable, and a lot of wealthy people who are happy,
right.
And a lot of poor people who are
Those
so
are
happy,
yes.
and so many that are so miserable. So it's really about the core.
Yes.
So for me and my family, underneath, you should be ashamed of yourself when people were wrong. If they, if they admitted to being wrong, was that fear that if you shame that person, it's like the bully suffers as much as the one being bullied.
Right.
So in your family, sweetie,
In my family, if you play that you're right, that you know everything, everybody respect you. But if
everybody respects you. Listen to that. Okay.
But if you play dumb and you don't know what you're talking about,
like you made a mistake,
you are stupid.
If you made a mistake,
you are stupid.
So if you made a mistake and you admitted to it because you had the courage,
you are stupid.
Right? And isn't that the case
that's
in
for the
so
shame,
many families? And so then we have a society where people would rather be
right
than be happy. And then you have all of these, businesses falling apart, people with all kinds of depression and stuff because they think I failed, right? As opposed to, there's no such thing as failure.
There's
You
no
just
failure.
get up, dust yourself off, and
Get
find a
up
better
and
way.
move on.
Everything is work outable.
Yeah.
And it took me, quite a while to figure that one out because, like Dani, I didn't come from a past where my parents knew that. And that's okay. It's all perfect and divine, because I believe that we chose our families and our souls chose each other to actually expand and bring more
correct
love.
them, correct them.
Correct in the sense of remembering that we're just all part of the light.
Right.
We're all part of love. And to
Right.
expand, whatever you want to call it, the universe, light,
Right.
God, the big schnitzel,
And
the
love
sky.
is very big, so for the price of love, you will do anything.
For the price of
For the
love,
price of love.
I'll apologize to my wife for the cost.
She's always right for the price of love.
Let me ask you this though.
No, she's usually right, but sometimes I don't admit
Somebody
that
wants
she's
to get
right.
laid. But let me ask you this. But let me ask you this, sweetheart.
Yes.
If you admit to, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong, I lost my temper, or I was being selfish, or I was being controlling, do I shame you?
No.
See, that's the thing, right? Is most of us are scared because we think, or at least I certainly, I was lucky because I didn't get the brunt of, some of my siblings got the brunt of, I got other things. I was told that I was going to be institutionalized, and all that, by the way, my audiobook will be out in about a month and a half called I Tried to Be Normal, but it was
Taken.
And listen, I have zero regret. I love my parents. I learned so much. I'm not just saying that to, look like something. We all.
And what's happening to us today is part of this kind of story. He's trying to be normal, but he was taken,
Right. Well, everyone, what's normal anyway, as our lovely friend John says. John says he was normal for 1 gazillionth of a second. It was the worst time he had in his life.
Did you pay attention? There's the music in the background.
Is that beautiful?
Is that beautiful?
We're here at the Breakers.
Here at the Breakers, and they decide to play the music for
us. I actually didn't tell them, but I phoned ahead. And I had the castle, piping some nice tunes.
They know that we are shooting an episode over here, so they say, okay, let's have a background music for you guys.
Right. Relationship strategies are such a big deal. And, if our parents had this information.
Oh my God.
But everything comes into the world, when more people, there's a need for it, there's a desire. And so many people, I believe at this time, are wanting to interrupt me.
I think if our parents had this information before, it will cause so much less argument and fighting about nothing that basically cause to divorces and all that.
Well, how about, don't get me started on, the scorched earth mentality and all the wars.
Yes.
But, listen, I believe we're going the best of time.
The best of time, exactly.
Because, I believe that our society as a whole is waking up. Of course, there's division and there's never going to be there's always going to be diversity.
If people will not to say on the right time, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Look at those big floppy eyes. How can you resist?
I'm sorry I was wrong. That will solve so many problems in our world.
Yeah, can you imagine? I always thought, remember I used to do stand-up comedies. One of the performances that I did, also dramatic work, but I had a thing where all the world leaders got together and they had a group masturbation-a-thon. Remember that? Putin and all these different, and they all got together, Trudeau, whatever.
Right.
They all got together, and because it's just like, let the stress go, baby.
Right.
But anyway,
I'm trying to imagine all of them sitting and masturbating in one room.
A masturbation-a-thon.
What's the German chancellor going to do? She's a woman,
Well, yes, she might have to, go have a schnitzel. Anyway, my point is, we love you so much, and I just want to say that, it means such a great deal to us to be able to share this and be at this kind of stage in our relationship where we've worked through a lot of
our meshugas,
a lot of triggers and traumas, and my work is about transforming them into treasures, because I've been able to heal myself from so many things.
So every week we are working on something, and the funny things that happening to us is before we shoot an episode, usually, like on a Tuesday, Wednesday, an issue comes up.
It's so interesting.
You know?
It's almost like our
We're like
director
asking
is
that
preparing us.
subconsciously, we are asking for
We're
it.
asking for it subconsciously, and we're being prepared to have a subject.
Right. So we said to ourselves, well, you know what, before we shoot it on Wednesday, let's have a subject. But subject comes up a day before.
Yeah, like we make sort of, you know, we don't really write anything.
Right,
Obviously. We
you
just
don't
have
really-
like bullet points, but
Right.
we kind of talk about it, and then all of a sudden it takes
So-
us in a completely different
Right,
direction.
the issue comes up,
Right.
and we talk about it.
Yeah.
And then voila, we bring it to you.
Voila, genius.
Right, 24, less than 24 hours. It's fresh. You know.
Well, we love you so much, and we know
We love
that
you
your
so much.
time is precious. So we're going to keep these short and sweet every week. Relationship strategies with Frannie and
With Frannie and
Dani.
Dani.
Look how smart I look with the
Yeah.
glasses on. Oh my goodness, I can't get enough of them. And we love you so much.
We love you so much.
Deeply. It is
Yes,
a
it's
complete
our
privilege,
pleasure.
to share this with you. So if you can benefit from some of this coming through us to you, wonderful.
Please do, yes.
So much love to you.
So
And
much
let
love.
us know if there are any subjects in particular you'd like us to cover.
Right,
Just,
right.
text me. You'll find me all over the internet.
That's a good idea, because if anybody have like an issue with something, that can ask us how we deal with that, because
Yeah.
we try to tackle most of the issues that most of people have. Relationship brings up issues of everything.
I don't know what he's
all
talking
kind of things.
about.
But
Our relationship
if
is
somebody
perfect.
tags Frannie or send an email with an issue that they have, we can talk about it, how we deal with that,
I think we should say that in a few different languages now.
Okay, we want to start in French?
Lots of love, everyone.
Lots of love, everyone.
Au revoir.